Okay, Jason, how are ya? All right, this is David. I wanted to show you that Gael is on track now. He's gotten a lot of work done in the past couple days. As you can see, we have what looks to be an awful problem, but it's actually toward a repair. But we were pulling up all the floors, and I'm so glad we made this decision, Jason, and I'll show you why. Hold on. Okay, so I'm down, standing on the ground now, you know, where these are the floorboards, and see that? I'm barely touching this, and you can see that, and that, this one's stronger, and that one's stronger, but all of these were just barely hanging on. You can see they're nailed in here, and to the other side, but there's no support whatsoever underneath them from the foundation wall all the way to here. And if you can see, that's an old tree trunk that's probably just sitting there. We could probably hammer it right out, but if we did, the whole floor would collapse. So we're not going to do that. And what Gael's going to do, you can start to see there's a couple of them around here. Where there's the jack. He's going to put a total of 9 jacks throughout the flooring system. So that'll be all the way through the bottom floor. And then he's also going to add beams running this way. And that's what that extra $3,000 is for. He's going to run some beams this way and attach it here and here right underneath these, so those will be nice and secure. So that's what you're paying for there. It's a very, very good decision. This house, there's no way we would have known that these floors were in this condition until we got here, because you know that we can't do full inspections on the house. Maybe we can next time, but it's not something that any investor normally does. So that's why you guys build in that 15% or whatever you do, build in on your budgets. Anyway, it is definitely in process. As you can see, he's gotten a lot done. He does know that Friday we're really looking for him to be done with this. And at the rate we're going, I'd say we're on pretty good track. Now, before he covers these floors back up, I might want an extra day to have him go through it, or me, and we're going to want to pull all the crap out from under this crawl space. And it's a lot easier to do with these floorboards up than trying to crawl under there and get it done. The same goes true for the ductwork. This ductwork is just laying on the ground. It is strapped in a few places, and it's supposed to be off the ground like that one. That one's okay. So a lot of the problems with our HVAC are probably due to bad installment of duct work. But again, we have a great visual. We have a visual for plumbing. We have a visual for electrical. So in some ways, this is going to make the rest of the job easier. But we're going to want to do those things before we replace the floors, at least permanently replace them, which of course, we're pulling up the hardwoods. We cannot put these hardwoods back down. The hardwoods are just shot. We're going to have to put down the just normal subfloor plywood kind of, not plywood, but subfloor system, which will be nice and level and quiet and won't have any squeaking or anything like that. So, what else to tell you? The grass is getting cut tomorrow. It should have been cut today. This guy didn't show. And he's definitely aware. We're going to paint the ceilings after this, after we get the floors done. Probably before we put the new floors back on. Certainly before we put the new final floors. Might put the subfloors back on. But again, I want to get under here, and I want to do a vapor barrier possibly. Not possibly. I think I do want to do a vapor barrier. That's only going to be a couple $100. And it'd be a good chance for us to get under here, clean all this out, because an inspector is going to want all this cleaned out, I can guarantee you. So we'll clean all that out, put a vapor barrier in here. Get my HVAC guy, who gives a great deal on making sure the ductwork is doing better, installed at all the vents. That'll get the HVACs working a lot better, and hopefully save some money on HVAC repair that way. While I'm here tonight, I'm going to remove that big light fixture in the dining room. I'm going to take it down and bring it out with me back to my house/shop, and we're going to rework that one to fit in the new decor. So yeah, I mean, it probably doesn't look like too much has been done, I guess. I mean, you had floors before, now you don't, but there's been quite a bit done. This taking up floors is not an easy task. He does have the jack system starting to go. He hasn't added them over here yet. If you look closely, you can see the gap, and that's how we'll see how it's doing, is that gap under the trim. That gap should be level and pushing up against the trim once all the jacks are up and all the beams are up. So for example, it was low right here. No, sorry, got my spaces wrong. Yeah, it was low here, and now it's kind of nice and tight up against there because of this jack. And that's just the start. He's got a couple jacks. He's got a jack back there that you can't see from the camera, and I think he went along this wall first. So, sir, that's where we are. I do think we are on track. I think we've communicated. Gael is understanding we want to be on the market by October 1st at the latest. He is going to do everything he can, it sounds like, to get that done. And also Diane might be back next week. Yay! That will help, because we are still running into some things there as far as communication. There used to be a fireplace in the house. See the brick under there? So you used to have a big fireplace going up right there that they took out. Probably was the heat source back in 1910. And I think that's it, man. I said looks like you got a long way to go, but I feel like we're on a very good track at the moment, and let's hope we can keep this momentum. And I will check in with you often. How long's my finger been in there? If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.